Oh, it's a new
It's
one.
new. I was in a relationship, almost 3-year relationship.
How long ago?
We finally cut things off in January.
Reason? So you were in a relationship with him for 3 years, and the reason
Yeah.
you got it was cut off?
It was very toxic. He was abusive, manipulating,
Perfect. That's
liar.
exactly what we
He
wanna
cheated
hear.
on me multiple times.
Ooh, we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah. So we'll talk
Okay.
about that a little later.
Talk about that. Okay. Actually, that was my next question.
Okay.
So was that your only boyfriend?
Yeah, that was my first real relationship. My mom was really strict when I was growing up. So I actually didn't start dating until I was in college. Yeah.
Aren't you in college now?
Yeah.
Wait, don't you go to college at like 19? 18?
I went to college when I was 17.
Wow. Smarty, huh?
Yeah.
Smart girl.
But I didn't start dating until after I was 18.
Okay. And he was what ethnicity?
He is similar to me, but he's like
Mix of
Hawaiian,
everything.
Samoan, Caucasian, Asian.
Okay. So tell me about that relationship, the details.
So we actually were really good friends
First.
from intermediate school, and our parents were like friends when they went to school. So it was kind of easy to get into that relationship. The only sucky thing was I didn't really know the type of person he really was. And it started like within the first 3 months of our relationship where it became controlling. Because I model, he wasn't comfortable with me modeling with other guys in like a couple shoot, but like I get paid to do that. And at the end of the day, I'm your girlfriend and I'm loyal. And I've never cheated in my entire life.
Well, you're still young. You can't say that. Your life has still
rather
begun.
not think about it like that though.
Okay.
So yeah, and then when we got together, it was really new to me, everything about relationships. So I think I was really naive to see red flags, but once I saw red flags, I ignored them.
Like what?
So it started off like telling me what I could and could not do when it comes to my job.
Explain that a little more. Like what exactly? The couple scenes?
Yeah, couple scenes, and even in general, like even if there was no guys there, he would like call me while I'm at work to see if there were guys there. And I had a shoot in February. We started dating in October of 2020. So right when things started opening up here, when COVID was happening. And that photo shoot in February, he definitely called, flipped out. And it was like for one of my friends that I met, and he's a musician. So we did a parody scene for one of his music videos. And I was with one of my guy friends that model, and he completely flipped out, saw the videos that I was reposting. But if I had something to hide, why would I post it?
Were you touchy or physical with the models?
Yeah, it was more like a hugging scene, and then like walking down the beach holding hands.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
ooh, that would trigger people though. I would get triggered. I would be mad jealous. What do you mean? I would be very jealous. The fuck? After you said hugging, I was like, okay, hugging is nothing.
When I was single, I did have a photo shoot with one of my closer guy model friends, and we had to kiss. It was a wedding shoot. Now, those photos I still have. They're work photos, and I have a bunch of them. I literally have 2 terabytes of storage on my phone, and I keep all of my work. And he deleted a bunch of it.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, and I'm like, but that was prior to you, like about 2 years prior.
Yeah, I mean that you came into that already having that.
Right.
That's a little strange.
Yeah, and it was very awkward. And then it was going to the gym. So I enjoy being healthy.
What gym do you go to?
24-hour fitness. Yep. And then we started going I went to the gym before him by myself. And then I started going with him. And then it was what I was wearing to the gym. I don't understand that because I feel like all workout clothes is skin tight. What am I supposed to wear?
Can I post what you wear?
Yeah.
Like on the video?
Yeah.
Like, boop.
Yeah. Yeah, that was very strange to me. And then it was after that, I caught COVID and I ended up not going to the gym because I just didn't feel good after that. And I got super, super skinny. And then I felt like he began to like try to make me gain too much weight. And I did. Whoa. Like last year, I probably weighed my most and I was like 128. And I'm normally like 110, 115. And I could see it in myself and I was so unhappy. And I caught him cheating. A girl reached out to me and was like, hey, like your boyfriend.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, she was like, your boyfriend was saying that he doesn't have an Instagram, didn't have social media, and reached out to me through text message. And he was basically asking her for nudes. and she didn't live here. I've never caught him cheating on me in person with someone, but that's like I never caught it. All these other things, like I'm really tech savvy, so I will figure it out if you're cheating on me through social media.
You
And
think
that's
so?
yeah. I caught him on Bumble,
No.
Tinder,
No.
Christian Mingle. I caught him on all of these different dating sites and all of these video chat apps.
Right.
And the moment of realization for me was last year, towards the middle. We actually moved out together, and I had a roommate also, but we lived together on our own. And you learn a lot about someone when you live with them.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And I learned so much. And I mean, before that, I was like living off and on with him at his parents' house. But I learned a lot more than I thought I would. And I caught him when we finally moved out of that place. We were there for not even a month. I had a bad falling out with that roommate. But when we moved out, I caught him on, I don't know if you know what this is, Omegle.
So, yeah, I know what it is, but what is it for?
He was on Omegle showing his junk.
Okay.
And finishing on Omegle.
Is it only for straight people?
There's everyone on there. There's
Wait, is it like
guys,
OnlyFans?
girls. No, it's not.
It's just for jerking off?
Like, if we went on Omegle right now, we would just jump on and just start talking to strangers. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a video chat website
right.
that you just chat with strangers.
Around the world.
And then, like, you can put, like, common interests on there and stuff like that.
Oh, I see.
So I caught him on that. And the reason why I caught him was actually because there was a camera in his room. And I put the camera in there because he thought someone was stealing from him. He was the dumbass that wanted the camera in his room. So he had someone living there. He didn't trust them. So he told me to put the camera in there because we weren't using it for anything anyways. And I had a dream. I don't know. I feel like I'm crazy every time I talk about this, but I was literally just talking about this the other day because I had another one of these moments. But my current boyfriend did not cheat on me. It was for some other reason. But I have like this hunch, and it's not my voice. It's a guy's voice.
Really?
And it's really strange because when I hear this voice, it tells me like exactly where to find something.
Really?
And it'll show me what I'm about to see.
What is it? Clairvoyant? Right?
Huh?
That's what they call it?
I call it a hunch because I feel weird talking about it.
Yeah, there's people like you who exist. It's called clairvoyants. They're a form of psychics.
You're telling me I'm psychic?
Yeah, but it's not something that you know. It's just a gift that's been given to you from birth. They're called clairvoyants.
Wow, interesting.
Look into it. It's called clairvoyance, yeah.
Okay. So it's not my voice, though. It's like a guy's voice.
It's whoever is watching you and giving you a gift. Yeah.
Wow. I always just thought it was God, but...
You could say that, but it's not necessarily God.
Okay. Yeah. So it was like I was dreaming, but I saw everything that I was about to see. So it showed me on the camera. It showed me what time, what day to look. And I saw him.
Bro, that's trippy. Like on the dot?
On the dot.
Uh-huh.
There was a video footage. And then I just kept going through it. And I just saw him on, I thought it was FaceTime at first.
Right.
And then it was like Omegle, Bumble, video chat apps. And I was like, oh my God. So I went over. Oh, wait, going back a little bit more. When I found out that girl did all that stuff, I printed out all of her photos, all of the text messages she sent me, and I posted it all over his walls. Like, there's one thing about me. Once you push me to a certain point, I will become toxic. And I don't like to be that person. Like, I want to be loving and affectionate, but I do not want that other part of me to come out. And the person that I became when I was with him was somebody that I did not like. I despised myself when I was in that relationship. Well, now, going forward to what I'm talking about now, yeah, so I went over when that happened, and I was just like, why are you lying to me? Like, I just don't understand. What did I do to deserve this? Because I feel like I give so much of myself and I get nothing back. He said, okay, I won't do it. I gave him another chance. There was like so many chances that I gave that I shouldn't have. I should have ended it the first time I found out anything was happening.
So you found out he was cheating and you continued to be in a relationship with him?
I was broken up with him both times. When that girl texted me, I was done with him for like 3 weeks. Then this time was like 2 weeks. So I gave him another chance.
What was his excuse every single time he asked to come back?
Well,
He'll change or something?
He'll change, and that it was always my fault, though. Like, it was my fault that I wasn't physically attracted to him in that sense. He always
what?
felt that I was, like, not physically attracted to him enough. And looking back at it now, that was probably correct.
You're not just saying it out of spite? You
No,
really...
I truly think that I was not attracted to him like I was when we were first together.
Oh.
Once all that stuff started happening, I feel like a part of me just completely turned off.
Oh, yeah, that's obvious.
So
Because
once
you're like, he's being a dick. Why would I?
Right. So, like, once more and more things started to happen, I was just over it. And the physical attraction was no longer there. He could feel it, so I guess that was his excuse. There wasn't enough physical affection, but
Were you sleeping with each other enough during that time, or there was no sex involved?
No.
When he was cheating?
No.
No sex? Mm-mm. And who initiated that stop?
I just did it. I just didn't initiate it. I just didn't do it.
You didn't want to do it?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And then moving forward, this was October of last year. But prior to that, though, throughout the 2 years before that, I was leaving his house every so often with black eyes, bloody noses, busted
Black
lip.
eyes. Oh, he was physically abusive.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's kind of what started like that separation, was like first starting to control me, the mental and spiritual abuse. And he would always use the fact that he's religious against me, but you can't tell me that you're a Christian man and do everything that you're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
So how much should I believe that? Zero.
Hypocrisy, yeah.
Yeah. And so when I started doing that, I had a going away party in November of 2021. I showed up to my party at my mom's house, where I live now, with 2 black eyes and no makeup on my face. And we were running late, so I didn't have time to cover it up. And
with him? Bro, he's tripping.
he showed up with me. And I had, like, my eyes under here were, like, pinkish blue. And, I mean, the first person to realize was one of my aunties. And so she pulled me outside and she's like, I know that's not from, like, you just randomly got a bloody nose. I understand, like, when you're a child that used to happen, but that hasn't happened in years. So, like, tell me the truth. And I was like, we were playing around.
Yeah.
You know, like, just, like, made so much excuses for him, and it wasn't worth it, the end of it. And so that's when it really started to show. And then a really bad time was he punched me in my face so bad to the point where I bled out so much I was fainting in and out. And during one of the times that I was conscious, like when I was going in and out, I called my best friend. She just moved here. Before she left to move to Vegas, she was staying with me. So I called her and I was like, you have to grab me. I will not be able to drive. Like, I'm going in and out. I'm bleeding everywhere. Whoa. When I talk about, like, I was bleeding out, his entire carpet was like puddles of blood. His whole entire bed sheets, blood everywhere. Like, he had to throw away those blankets. And she came and grabbed me, and she was like so confused about what was happening. And then we had to grab another friend to grab my car and take it back to my house. And when we were taking her home, my best friend, like, described the situation like one of the scariest times that she was with me. I forgot where I was, and I was tripping out. I didn't even remember who she was. And so she was...
Concussion.
I didn't know that was what it was at the time, but was like one of the really, really bad incidents. And then moving forward to October of 2022, he slammed me into the metal bed frame, and then the back of my head hit the corner of his wooden dresser. And I knew that there was more than just like it hurt. There was more to it. Like, I lost my train of thought. I wasn't able to, like, comprehend certain things. And I had to get medical leave from school. So that's why I say, like, I'm still in school, but I'm on medical leave. So I go back in August, and that was October. And I only got treated, I think, last week of January of this year. That's the first time they could see me. And I found out that my skull and my spine are a little bit off the tracks from what happened. And we don't know the healing process or anything, but we have to do, like, I've been in and out of the hospital since the last week of January. So roughly 4.5 months. And because of that, I feel like I became stronger through the time period of healing physically and emotionally. And before I got into this relationship, I took time for myself to like heal and be by myself and learn how to love myself again and get my physical self back to where I want it to be.
Yeah, for sure.
And it wasn't easy.
What was the time frame from you breaking up with him? Or how did the breakup initiate? Like you broke up with him or he broke
I
up?
did. So we actually went on a trip December 2022. That was already planned, but I broke up with him before the trip.
Okay.
And then we got back together and we were like fighting the whole trip. I was unhappy and I think I was taking it out on my parents because it was my parents' plan to go on this trip. And they added him on the trip because they knew that kind of where I was, I wouldn't want to leave without him. And I think that was probably because of the manipulation and control that he had over me. I would feel like I couldn't enjoy myself somewhere else if he wasn't there. But I couldn't enjoy myself even if he was there. So, yeah, when we were on that trip, we got into a lot of fights. Like, I literally broke down in Disneyland, which is supposed to be the happiest place on earth. And I was just so... So when we got back, his birthday's in December, the last day of December, or the 30th of December. And after his birthday, we spent New Year's together, and then I caught him cheating again. So that was the last straw for me. And I just broke it off. And then, you know, here and there would be moments where I would see him again. And then I cut that off in January, same month. And then we have a dog together, but...
Oh, that always sucks. It makes it harder.
Yeah. So I was letting him see him up until last month. And my boyfriend now is super supportive of anything that I do, but I knew that it made him uncomfortable.
You made your new boyfriend uncomfortable?
I knew that it made him uncomfortable. Of him
The new boyfriend?
Yeah, of him seeing Coco. And I understood it because we still had to see each other when I dropped him off or he picked him up.
Right.
And it was getting weird to the point where my ex would be like buying me things that were like expensive things because he thinks that because that's how my mom shows her affection, that's how I receive love, which is gift giving. But that's not really. That's just how my mom shows her love.
So your ex-boyfriend
was buying me things
while you were in a relationship with a new guy?
Prior to actually getting into a relationship with the boyfriend he was doing that. And then when
to get you back. Okay. I got you.
And then because me and my boyfriend now also have been friends for a while from high school.
So usually your relationships start with friendship.
Yeah.
What your ex-boyfriend's past, what was it? Why is he so... you think he was like... You know how people, when they cheat, they get it in their head that this is how all people cheat, people are? Mm-hmm. So that's why he was calling you all the time during your shoots? Is that why you think he was doing that? Because I know a lot of people do that. They cheat and they're like, oh, this bitch is also cheating on me probably.
He definitely said that he got cheated on in the past. But let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. They probably cheated on him back. Because when I knew him when we were going into high school, he was like the boy that was cocky. Ah. Like he thought that he was the tantara and the shit, and he wasn't, But I think it's because of his parents' relationship, because they're not together. And there was some...
that shit fucks you up.
Yeah. But, like, my parents divorced when I was young.
And it never left a scar on you?
Oh, it does. But it's what you let affect you.
Yeah.
Because